more moon-enchanted magical items show up in the Arcane Valley. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and today we are going to check out an expansion for the Arcane Valley called Moonstruck Market. This expansion brings a lots of new cards, some new mechanics. So let's get down to the table. Let me show you what you get inside this box, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, so let's check out Arcane Alley Moonstruck Market. So this is expansion that brings a lot of new cards, some new things going on. Rulebook, as always, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, explains you how to integrate this into the base game, and all the new sets that you can create with this one, and what cards you will take to create these different sets and stuff like that. And of course, cards explained at the back what they do in a greater details, and all the new wizards that show up. So yeah, and the player turn reference now with some added things going on. So yeah, what you get with this expansion is this market. Now you will be able to to buy some cards from the market phase. In this market phase, you will be able to buy some cards, paying some gold for them. You will just keep it beside the board for everyone to see. You also get this. Now I have to mention, this is, if I'm not mistaken, the Kickstarter version of the Arcane Alley expansion. So be aware that some of these things you might not have in your box. Now you get this little bag, which I presume these dice go in there. This like big, huge, chunky dice. And now you will not roll these dice. You will actually flip it from turn to turn. The moon phases will change. So first it will be like a little moon, and then it will be like a full moon, and then it will be like half moon, and it goes in a circle like so. It constantly changes from turn to turn. From first player, whoever is the first player will change this one each turn. And this is important for all the new cards that come in this expansion, which we'll talk about in a second. So now you have two new colors, orange and black, that you can play with your wizards. You have a new starting player token, which is like this howling wolf. And of course you get some more tokens for the new wizards, the pink one and the green one. And as you can see here, you get a lots of new cards. Now these are like item references like in the base game, and this is just to remind you to flip that dice, to constantly flip it once the turn goes to you. And you get all the new wizards, of course, with their special ability. You can play on this side or on this side. The gameplay basically stays the same. There is just this moon die that will be included with these cards. So what you will be doing, you will be integrating these cards into the base game. Now the back is different because they did it on a purpose. At first I was like, why the back is different? Now I will know from which set the card comes, and that's their intention, to know that if you get this card, you will maybe get the card that you need for your set. And there are some minor rule changes, stuff like that going on, but basically a lots of different cards. I will not explain the gameplay. The gameplay basically stay the same. You still have the 3x3 market that you need the card, and you have cards to sell. But now cards have these like a moon icons. As you can see, this one has a full moon, and then this one has half moon, and this one has like a little bit of a moon. And they will, if you manage to play the card, sell the cards in the phase of the moon, you will be able to activate some extra abilities or greater abilities, because sometimes the card gives you an ability, but if it's like, for this one, I apologize, I need to drink some water, but this one, if it's activated while the die shows the half moon, while the die shows this, you will get some extra effect on it. And that's the new thing going on in here. And there is like a bajillion different sets now that can do all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, and that's everything that comes with this expansion. Okay, so that was Arcane Valley Moonstruck Market. Now I really liked Arcane Valley. I think it is a great game, and this expansion brings a lots of new things, like a bunch of new things, and I like that. But I don't like one thing about this expansion. It's not that I don't it's not that it is a bad thing. It's more of like a first world problem thing. But I want to start with that because I want to get rid of it, put it aside, and then talk all about the good stuff in this expansion. So I don't want to end up this review on a bad thing because it's really not a bad thing. I'm constantly saying bad thing, but it's not a bad thing. So with this expansion, you need to do some deck preparation. You need to find, and I mean, you need to cycle through the cards and find the cards for different decks with same name, what type of, how many cards for how many players, and all of that thing. And you need to like create deck for a gameplay. And I kind of don't like it. I just like to integrate new things, just to take the deck, smash it up with the deck from the base game and start playing. Unfortunately, that is not possible. You need to like a little bit of deck building, not deck building, but deck preparation before the game. So yeah. But I mean, it's like it's as I said, it's more of a, like a first world problem thing that really then a real issue. So basically, if you are the owner of the game, you just decide. Let's say, just decide with the people before they come to your house or wherever you go. If you want to play an Arcane Valley, you say, "Yeah, let's play Arcane Valley," and you just prepare the deck before they show up, and you are ready to go from the start. The people don't need to wait anything, stuff like that. But yeah, that's like a minor thing that I had like a fiddliness of that, but I had like a problem with it, first world problem. As I said, I can't stress enough how unimportant this is for this expansion. But I just wanted to say that so just so you know, because you know that I like stuff like that, when you just smash the expansion with the base game and you just go at it with no that many fuss or anything about it. But I am dedicating this little thing too much of time. Now, about the expansion itself, I really loved the new stuff that it brought. Besides the new characters, new wizards, the more the better, because now when you play the game, you can have more variety of different abilities that will show up on the table, and that's something that I always like in the game, when they offer you even more variety, more of everything. So and as you saw, more of the new cards, new items that you can collect, and now you can even because of the expansion, you can even now mash up the items that just have the same name. They don't have to be like the same items. If the items has the sword in the name, you can combine them from the base game with the expansion. I really enjoyed that. I thought that's like a clever thing to do, because now that you have even more items in your decks, it is even more harder to combine things and try to find the right stuff. But we did that thing like combining words, or just have the items that have moon on them, and sell them like that, but you always get the lowest value. There's all kinds of different options now with the expansion, and I really like how they integrated all of that into the base game. I just loved it so much. The die itself, the mechanic with the die that is shifting constantly, that the moon is changing and the items are worth more, or they can activate like different abilities, stuff like that. I absolutely adore that. I think this is a great expansion for a great game. And if you enjoyed Arcane Valley, but you are maybe tired of seeing the same items all the time, even though I don't know how that's possible, because there's like a bajillion items in the base game. But for some reason, if you are, or for any other reason, you are like, you played it out, you play like you don't think you need to play it anymore because you saw everything, get this expansion and you will have a ton more fun with it. So yeah, that is that. Arcane Valley Moonstruck Market is really great expansion for a really great game. Check it out. And that is that. That's all I have to say. Thank you all for sharing this video, for subscribing to this channel, for checking out my Patreon, for spending your time watching this video. Thank you all for that. And please do join me next time when I'm going to get myself a dog. And until then, pozdrav.